go into executive session to discuss the terms and conditions of these contracts, and I put forth that in my letter addressed to the council members and the mayor.
What do you recommend?
Now, June the 14th letter you sent to me said, put it, it's okay, go with it. Put it on the agenda.
I reviewed it.
It doesn't say a word in here about executive session. Only on to the 17th, when some people went down there and went to pulling your chain, all of a sudden another letter came. I throw a fit down here about it being in closed doors. Now, let's tell it all like it is.
Well, I tell you what.
At the next meeting, I may have my attorney sitting back here behind me.
Well, the terms that were presented to me, I felt like needed to be redrafted. I had to come down here and take a look and see if there was any past contracts for any prior chiefs, and I found out there wasn't none. I had to determine where the draft of the contract came from. It came from the city manager's form, and so I did make some revisions and changes, and that's what I brought back to the council on June the 17th with that letter.
Also, I've got 2 proposed contracts, and I don't know which one is which. One of them says the police chief has to work all the time. The other says he works somewhere else for 10 hours a week. Which one we gonna go with?
June the 17th draft letter, the last letter I wrote to the council.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Yeah.
No. Now, Mr. Radcliffe.
Yes.
We want to be sure. We don't want to do something out of the ordinary.
Hold it now. We're not gonna do that. Hold it. Mr. Graham can talk.
Have this council ever dealt with personnel contract in open session?
Since I've been the city attorney, not in my office.
Well,
But I've just only been the city attorney for what, 2 years?
Hold it back there. Hold it. Hold it back there. Wait a minute. Hold it.
That's enough. No. Let's go. Let's go right now. Come on.
Do we have a motion to adjourn? Okay, nobody wants to adjourn?
Contracts of this nature, city manager's contract, which makes it from the president, correct? Which makes it
Once it becomes binding, now once it becomes that contract that's signed, it's part of the open records. What I have presented to you was a draft of a proposed contract, and I was asking the council for some instructions as to the terms of that contract. For instance, for the chief, I reviewed it. The terms, just as it was given to me, is this a valid contract? Well, sure it is. Whether or not those are what the council wants as far as the terms for the city manager or for the chief, I've got some suggestions. And that's what I was going to recommend back in executive session. But, you know, it's strictly up to the council as to how you want to handle the negotiations concerning terms of the contract.
Speaking of terms of the contract, what about the length of the contract?
The length, that's, again, a term of the contract. It's going to be for 1 year. If it's going to be for 6 months, is there going to be severance pay? How much severance pay may be added? What is considered just cause for termination of a contract? These were things that I was going to address with the council in executive session so we can come to some understanding as if there is a need for a contract for the chief, what are the terms and conditions of that? And if you don't want to utilize executive session for your privilege or for the employee's privilege, that's fine too. We can do it right here in open session. It doesn't bother me one bit. To answer your question, Mr. Land, do I know of any times that there were negotiations with employees concerning the terms and conditions of their employment that was not done in executive session? I don't know of any, but it certainly can be done in open session. The purpose for the executive session is to protection of the council and protection of the employee. Thank you. Yes, sir. Anything else?
My thoughts on it would be that I would never, I know that the city's